Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Edgar Solo Marketer here, and in this video I want to quickly show you the 6 steps to a high converting lead generation funnel and a couple more extra steps. So basically there's like 6. So yeah, in case you didn't know, obviously if you clicked on this video you probably know, but just to kind of clarify what I mean by a lead generation funnel, it's essentially like a page. First of all, landing page that offers something for free in exchange for a name, email, whatever other information you ask, right? It's like a free exchange. You give them something like a PDF guide, a free video, a checklist, template, whatever, and they give you their name and email and phone number or whatever else you might ask for, right? That's your choice. And for this one, I'm going to be using a free System.io account. So in case you have a System.io account or you don't know what platform to use, there's a template below, completely free. That's going to be the template I'm going to be working with just to kind of speed up the process as opposed to like creating everything from scratch and losing an extra hour or two, right? Just starting with a blank canvas. So you can get that below after the video. So yeah, as for the steps that I mentioned, the 6 steps. So I guess step number 1, or just kind of like 6 things. Thing number 1 is, first of all, less is more. So the landing pages, as you can see here, obviously that's not a hard rule. You can have more things on your landing pages. I have more things as well sometimes, but basically this is it, right? Maybe a graphic, a headline, maybe some bullet points, maybe obviously a form. That's like one of the main elements that you have to have, but less is more. You don't need testimonials, you don't need a bio, you don't need to for it to look like a website. You just need the main things. As an end user, they come in, what's in it for me? Where do I sign up? What do I get? Just the basic things. We don't want a headline that's like 4 lines long. We don't want a form that asks for like 15 elements, which we'll ask for as well. We'll talk about that as well in a second. Make it as simple as possible. Let's make my face a little bit smaller, right? This is it. This is as simple as it needs to be. So with that out of the way, the next one would be a headline that hooks them in. As opposed to having a headline that just says, get my free guide. It's fine, I guess, but give them a reason. Like I mentioned before, what's in it for them? Don't just make it seem like, a classic one you see is sign up for my newsletter. Okay, what am I getting? Am I just going to be, on another spam list? Or you give them a benefit, right? If you sign up for my newsletter, and then you'll get this, this, and that, right? You'll get weekly insights into whatever, right? Whatever you're interested in, or whatever they're providing, rather. In this case as well, right? Instead of just saying, sign up for my freebie, it says, discover the one secret method beginner stay-at-home moms use to get to their first $1,000 month and beyond. So the target audience for this person who built this page, which is a fictional product, but still is they're targeting stay-at-home moms, right? That's their avatar. And their big pain point, or their big goal rather, is to get to their first $1,000 month, because now they're not making any money with their online business, or they're not making enough, or they want to reach that first milestone. This speaks to them. This is, they come in, what's in it for me? This immediately hooks them, and there can be different versions of that, different angles, but this is kind of like an idea that, of what the headline should kind of be like, as opposed to just saying get my free guide. And thing number 3 is keep your forms as simple as possible. By form, I mean like the input fields where you ask for their name, email, phone number, address, whatever you want to ask for, right? And then the button, right, to submit that form to receive the freebie. So these ones, this is the shortest form possible. You always need to ask for an email. There's some rare cases where you just ask for the phone number, but email, let's just say 99.9% of the time, forms like this, email is mandatory. The second optional thing you might ask for is first name as well. So let's say, instead of just doing this is on System.io, as I mentioned before, instead of just doing email, the classic way that I usually do it as well, but it's not mandatory, the first field, you can make it a first name field, right? I ask for first name and email, just so I can be more personal in my emails. I can add in like a first name field and mention their first name in my emails. Not mandatory, but yeah, that's kind of a nice touch, more personal. Although a lot of people do it, so it's not as special now anymore. But yeah, that's kind of the short version. And also keep in mind that you want to keep it short, because the more elements you add, the more tedious it becomes to people who are signing up. If you start adding like a phone number, right, and then you start asking a bunch of questions, all that stuff, the more steps you add, think of them as hurdles, right? Instead of one hurdle, you put up five. So they have five hurdles that they have to jump over. Less people will sign up. Just to kind of pull numbers out of a hat, let's say just with a form like this, if it's like, I don't know, 40% conversion rate, 100 people that land on this page, 40 of them sign up. If you start adding more fields, it's going to drop down to 30, 20, 10, and to zero if it's like an endless huge form. Yeah, a really common mistake is a lot of people love to ask for a phone number and they don't even need it. They're just like, oh, I'll have their phone number as well. I have more information on them. But unless it's really necessary, there's no point in asking for that information because you're just hurting your own business. Out of the 100 people that land on this page, you want to get the 40, 50, 60 people as opposed to 10 or 20. It's just more efficient. So it's kind of, that's the information you need. You can ask for more information later once they're on your mailing list. And yeah, moving on, but not too far, the button in the form itself, the call to action button or form submit button, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple of hard rules, things that I recommend. First of all, the button text, usually by default, if you use like basic templates from the website builder or I don't know, just the usual button that comes in, it just usually says like submit or click here or something really generic. You want it to be more actionable. Like in this case, yes, I want to learn how to make my first $1,000 online, or yes, send this guide immediately to my inbox right now, right? You need it to be kind of actionable as opposed to just saying submit. You need to kind of reinforce the fact that this is why they put in their email. I usually like to do a button that says like, yes, send this to my inbox as an example, right? Just to kind of justify why we're even asking for the email. It's better than just clicking submit. That's not going to be as motivating for as many people. And also keep in mind that your buttons need to stand out. Your buttons, kind of a thing that I usually say is they don't need to be like in your brand colors. A lot of beginners make the mistake, especially when they create their websites, their buttons blend in for whatever reason. You can't even find your buttons. No, your buttons need to stand out the most. That needs to be the element that, let's say in this case, if my brand colors are blue, white, and gray or dark gray or whatever, the button will be none of those colors. It's going to be green, yellow, purple, whatever, right? It needs to stand out. It needs to be basically the first thing that they see. And that's kind of the main thing. Basically, that's what they need to do. They need to take the action. And if this button is like a different shade of gray, there's going to be quite a few people that are going to be confused and they're just going to leave. And it's really easy to confuse people with things like that. So make it stand out. Any color but the basic brand colors. Don't let it blend in. That's a common mistake. Also, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, everything important needs to be above the fold. And by above the fold, what I mean is without scrolling. In this case, there's nothing to scroll to. But let's say on a website, the main action they want you to take, the good websites, it's here, right? On a newspaper. I think that's where the term comes from, like from newspapers. That's kind of like when it's folded up. That's the first part, right? Above the fold line. That's kind of the main headline, the main thing that you want them to see first. And this is also, yeah, you don't want the button, for example, to fall out. The headline, it's kind of hard to make it fall out, but if it's like really long, then let's say on mobile, you don't want the headline to take up the whole screen. You want, yeah, all the main elements, which is basically the headline and the form. You want them to be above the fold. So this is on desktop. Let's say on mobile, it's going to be something like this. You see, it's kind of falling out. On most phones, it's probably going to be like this, but you can see here, you want the button to be in there as well. That's one of the main elements. Either switch things around, kind of swap them with the bullet points, or maybe make the font a little bit smaller as an example, right? Just to kind of make the button fit in and kind of move it up a little bit. So above the fold, definitely the form, definitely the headline as well. I would suggest, because I don't know what the exact number is, but let's say like half the people that land on this page, they will not scroll. They take a look, 3-4 seconds. Did they understand it? Yes. Take action. If they didn't understand, or it's like they have to search for the button for the form, right? They have to go through a bunch of text. That's, for a freebie, they're not gonna fight for it. Essentially, it needs to be immediate. They land on the page. This is the form. This is what they're getting. This is what's in it for them. Simple as that. And yeah, and also this is kind of a thing that I don't know, most people, maybe, well, a lot of people don't do it. Let's put it that way. They set up a page. Once someone signs up for your free guide, The next page, oftentimes, is just a thank you page. It just says, thank you, your guide will arrive in your inbox. Or it's an immediate link to the guide, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. You deliver what you promised, but it's very efficient to actually send the guide to their inbox, first of all, to justify asking for their email as opposed to just giving them the freebie right away, right? So there's kind of more of a reason why you're asking for their email. So you want to send it to their inbox and the thank you page, as opposed to just it being a page that says, yeah, it's on, its way to your inbox and that's it. It just says thank you. You want to have like a next step. The thank you page or the next page usually should answer the question and then what, right? So in this case, there's a free guide, how to make your first $1,000 online in 30 days or less. On the next page, you offer a relevant product, right? It can be a bunch of pain points or kind of benefits or things that people strive to achieve or whatever. And then you offer a relevant product. This is actually the button is below the fold, which is kind of a mistake. So I would kind of, I don't know, maybe move some things around, maybe make it into 2 columns. So that's a common mistake. Basically offer a relevant low ticket product or offer the book a call, but it needs to be connected to that freebie, right? So you're not going to offer on the next page after that $1,000 in the first 30 days lead magnet. You're not going to offer supplements, right? There's a complete disconnect. It needs to be related to that. Let's say there's a course on how to do Facebook ads or whatever, or how to generate traffic, and then on the next page you can offer a course on how to do like a email marketing, right? Once you actually get the leads, what to do next, how to actually monetize them. So something that complements your freebie and something that solves like a bigger issue. And for money, it can be $7, it could be 97, but don't make it $2,000. Nobody will buy. So something low ticket, spontaneous, and a certain percentage of people will buy it if it's a good enough offer and a good sales page. So this is kind of I call it a bridge page, which transitions people from the lead magnet to the sales page. This button is a sales page to the, let's say, $17 product. So yeah, this one is very important. Definitely do it. You're leaving money on the table if you're not doing this, because let's say 5-10%, whatever, they will buy the product if it's a good product. And yeah, a couple of optional things. As you can see here, there's bullet points. It can be a subheadline. So let's say it can be something like learn how to make your first $1,000, your new online business or whatever. And then the subheadline could be something that handles an objection, right? You could say something like, even if you don't know how to use a laptop, even if you don't know how to do marketing, even if you've never run a business before. And it can also just be something, to complement the headline itself. So you can do a subheadline, or you can do bullet points like this, where you briefly mention what's in the guide, but don't just say, this, and that, and they just know exactly what's in there. Make it kind of a little bit more intriguing, right? This 3-step formula, the quote unquote free traffic method, and then kind of like what other bonuses they're getting. Don't just kind of verbatim list out every chapter that's in the PDF. Make it more, hook them in, essentially, right? Like in this case, this 3-step formula, but I don't actually tell you what the 3-step formula is. You have to sign up for the guide and then you'll learn. If I mention what the 3-step formula is here, some people might think like, this is not for me, right? But you want people to actually, you want to hook them in. Same thing as the headline. Same thing with the bullet points, right? That should be the goal. It can be just some sort of noise. All of these elements, they need to serve a certain purpose. So yeah, that's what the bullet points. Also a graphic. For physical products, obviously you'll have graphics. If you're selling, I don't know, shoes, toasters, cars, whatever, it's a tangible, it's a real thing. You put a picture of the car, right? That's what you're buying. For digital products like this, you can create a mock-up in Canva. I think you can do it with a free account. If not, it's like, I don't know, 10-15 bucks. I don't remember what the monthly was, but it's not too expensive. And there's probably free tools for that online as well, right? Create mock-ups to make it more tangible. I love doing mock-ups myself. This is another mock-up. This wasn't created by me, but this is another mock-up that just kind of, this is a digital product. It's just a thing, right? It's all ones and zeros. It's a digital thing. So give it a look, right? Put it on a phone, on a tablet, right? How it would be consumed. Same thing with this, right? In this case, well, it's a fictional thing, first of all, but let's say it's a PDF, right? But you can put it on a physical book, like as a visual, or you can put it on a tablet. So just, yeah, give it like it's not mandatory, but it also kind of makes the page look nicer. There's more color to it, but as long as it's not overwhelming, as long as the book is not taking up 2/3 of the page and the button is somewhere below because the book is on the page. So make sure it doesn't overwhelm the main elements like the headline, the form, even the bullet points. Those, in my opinion, would be more important than the book. But yeah, those are kind of the main things. You can get this template below. Even if you don't have a System.io account, that's how I started myself. I used a different platform before, really expensive, and I just opened a free System.io account and with a similar template like this, and I just kind of started playing around with it. And yeah, you can easily do that below. It comes with an instructional video, with a welcome emails template as well. So there's all kinds of freebies all connected together. And yeah, you can get that below. But just to recap, headline, form, keep things as simple as possible, keep them above fold, definitely offer something on the next page. Really important. So those are kind of, there's a couple more things, but you can always rewind the video and watch it again if it's like a lot of information. But yeah, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below the video. I love answering all the questions. And if it's like a really big question, like a broad topic, I can even make a video on it, which I've done before as well. So yeah, feel free to comment below. And but yeah, if you don't have any questions, then hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye.